Alright guys, welcome back to Ed Does Tech Ed. I'm going to be showing you guys how to actually clean this thing out for the first time. As you can see, I have not used it. It hasn't been too long, but we're going to just take everything out. Make sure you recycle if you guys like this to recycle. I should have put this in the freezer, but it's all good. We're washing it the first time. Might have to go over that. But to start off, I'm going to get everything out and make sure it's cleared out of all the flowers, junk, whatever, and you can just save method after you use it a few times too. So right here, what I have in this is some mild detergent. You can use Dawn. I use 7th generation, as well as some water, warm water in there. If it's a lot more stains and odor, you should use some bleach and water. So 1:6 ratio bleach to water, or 6:1 ratio water to bleach. If you can use that method, I'll suggest using one of these scrubbers to scrub out the stains, get in there deep. But for regular cleaning, you can use like a sponge, a mild sponge. Nothing is going to scratch up too much, and like a rag. Nothing too coarse, right? So first, when you get in here, you're going to just pour it in here. Feel free to get closer. I'm going to pour it in there just a little bit, just enough for it to kind of soak in there. You can start taking your rag and moving it around. Again, you just want to get that chemical plastic smell out of it for the first time use. For odors and stains, you can let the bleach sit for I think it was suggested 5 to 10 minutes, but people left it in there for 30 minutes just to make sure they get all those stains out. And you can wash the outside of it too. I wouldn't recommend bleach for that because it may stain the actual color of it. You can take a high pressure wash hose to it as well. Again, this is just for the first time use. It's like washing out a bowl for the first time you use it. You know, after you buy it from there. So you want to do that. Make sure it's nice and sudsy. Just wash it everywhere that you're going to have contact with the water. And then after you're done with this, what you're going to do is drain it out and let it dry, air dry. Right? Pause it. And I'm just going on the sides of it. You know, I want to make it look cute. This is more than I do to my own car, my own vehicles. So again, just for the first time, you just do this. Kind of, you can almost say like prep it or treat it. And also for odors are sometimes killed by the sun too. You know, the sun beaming down on it. Don't leave it out too long because it may start fading the color. But the sun actually helps a lot with odors as well because it kills all that bacteria causing odors, and it helps a lot. I'm going to just go ahead and go in on this rack, this shelf, and just go over this just a little bit. Again, just to clean it just a little bit, as well as this divider. Again, this also is a kind of like an ice pack, guys. So just clean just a little bit. You want to clean this thing before you put it in your freezer. You don't want that chemical plastic smell to be in there as well. Feel free to also soak this in there too, just to get it in there. So right now I'm gonna show you guys how to drain it.
Go.
Alright, now with the suds in there, guys, I'm just gonna let this thing drain. You can kind of think about, like, you know, opening up a hose for the first time. You want to drain it through there. Just drain it that way, as well as on the other side too, on the bigger nozzle. But I don't mind going through slowly. And by the way, I didn't tell you guys last time, you can hold this and twist. That's a good point too. You might want to wash inside this as well, just to clear out that, because this is going to be touching the ice and water that you use. Come on, these pretty flowers that came off the trees, guys. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna wrench it out. The way you wrench it out is just basically wrench it out with some water. I'm leaving it unplugged as well, so of course all those suds can go through. This is the nozzle. You see how big the flow is. Alright, look inside of it. Just gonna wrench all of that, all the pollutants, all the contaminants, all the suds. You don't want your ice tasting too clean, do you? Alright, so I see a little bit more suds in there. I'm gonna be sure to wrench off the top. And a little bit more inside. So as you can see, it's naturally water resistant or waterproof as well. That's why it beats up like that. Which means that that coating is going to actually help it dry faster. And because it's taking a little bit too long, it's going to... Again, this thing is light. You can see me, of course I'm a semi-average strong man here. But it's really light compared to everything else. So, again, to put this thing back on, what I would suggest is holding this, what would you call this? This metal thing. Kind of just strap, taking it on, holding it, and then turning it. Righty tighty, right? So clockwise, and then once it's on there, good set, tighten it up, finger tight. You don't want this thing to be dripping. Alright, same thing here, the smaller one. Hold it until you get it up there. Once it gets tight, tighten it up a little bit more. Boom, done. Now what you want to do is either leave it like this, for it to air dry, or what's also been recommended is leaving it on the side, or like this. So all the water seeps down due to gravity and nothing can fall inside of it. You get it more dirty. You don't want dirt to get inside of it. You also, if it rains, right, you don't want it to actually catch mold and mildew due to that. So leave this like this for a few hours. You can even come back, get something like this and dry it off. And it dries off pretty easily. So that's my recommendation for cleaning. Once that's done, and all this is dry, fill it up with ice however much you want. Put this back in there with the actual divider. You're good to go. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Head Does Take Ed.